Anybody who says something other than that to you does not know what they're talking about. So don't listen to them
Somebody who
until they
says
do know
something
what they're
other than
talking
that
about.
to
That's
you,
the first point. Does not know what they're talking about. So don't listen to them
somebody who
until they
says
do know what
something
they're
other than
talking
that
about.
to
That's
you,
the first point. Does not
humble
know what they're
themselves
talking about and are willing to look at the actual evidence that's given in the Antichrist and the cup of tea. So that being said, it's all laid out, but so much is under Prince Charles. He's behind everything happening in the world today, and you probably have never heard that.
Right, right. I found it interesting also because people talk about Klaus Schwab and the Great Reset, but what did you find out about King Charles with the Great Reset?
Yeah, when we hear about the Great Reset, the first thing people see typically is Klaus Schwab's book, which is the Great Reset. And what the Great Reset, folks, is the actualization, the implementation on the ground of the New World Order. In other words, the New World Order was the plan, and now they're implementing it. And that's what the Great Reset actually is. They're now actively fomenting it and bringing it to pass in a very plotted, planned, conspiratorial way. Now, Prince Charles was the person, not Klaus Schwab, who announced the Great Reset to the world from the World Economic Forum months before Klaus Schwab's book came out, months before Klaus Schwab mentioned the Great Reset, months before anybody else ever said anything about it. It was Prince Charles talking about the Great Reset and quote unquote build back better. Yeah,
Interesting.
it was Prince Charles who personally kicked in motion and announced the world the Great Reset. Klaus Schwab reports to Prince Charles, even though Klaus Schwab started the World Economic Forum, even though he is a socialist slash communist, is over the World Economic Forum. He is under Prince Charles and the whole time has been.
Wow.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, thank you to the person who sent this link to me. Wow. I've always given my votes in the past who I think the Antichrist is. Of course, I don't know. I'm not a biblical scholar and don't have that kind of intel, but this man is, and he has studied this for decades. He's written a book back in 1998 where he said, yep, Prince Charles, or at the time, now King Charles, said, yep, it's him. It's all him. All the signs point to him. I'm like, interesting. And it kind of makes sense. He is in charge of World Economic Forum. He did call for military attacking us with this diabolical plan of theirs, which is so obvious and destructive and evil. And it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of things make a lot of sense if want to believe that King Charles is the Antichrist. So, can you do a forecast reading on the Antichrist? Because if he is the Antichrist, we should know what he's up to, right? Might be a good idea to see what's going on with him. Keep an eye on things. So I don't know if it's possible if he really is the Antichrist. Can you do a tarot reading on him? I would imagine with that kind of evil that you'd probably have a block on it. Like you wouldn't be able to tell anything. Like I'll get nothing. So it's quite possible I'll get nothing from this reading. Nothing will make sense. And it'll be like, I don't know what's going on. And if that happens, the Antichrist powers work in there and like blocking you. But if he is, you got to know about it. You got to know these things. Got to know who to look out for here. His head. Now, I didn't realize that he converted to Islam. So he's very king. That's why King Charles is so highly regarded in the Muslim world and also in the Jewish world. He's a descendant of King David, they said. And he's now head of the Anglican Church. So the head of the Anglican Church is apparently the Antichrist. Wow. So let's take a look at the Antichrist King Charles and see what his forecast looks like, because obviously it's going to affect us. Apparently he's behind everything. Yeah, so let's find out. I've already shuffled the cards. I'm going to do another forecast reading. See what comes up with old King Charles here. So I'm going to start with his anchor here. What's at the bottom of it all, the base of what he's thinking about. Doing something new, New World Order. New World Order he's still working on. Love and relationships. Judgment. renewal here, big announcement possibly. Work, his work destroying us. Magician. Yeah, got the power, the World Economic Forum power. They're using his magic powers there very forcefully. What is his general theme of what is going on? World Wheel of Fortune. Now that's interesting because I kept getting that in Megan's chart too. When I did Megan's reading, I got the Wheel of Fortune here too. Sort of like see things just happening, see things how they go. Um, to your benefit. Immediate future. What's the immediate future look like with him? Star. Following the star there. Having hope for his plans, his diabolical plans there. What about wishes? What does he hope for? Chariot. Plowing ahead, doing what he wants, controlling everything. Very political card. And what does the future hold? Temperance. Merging everything together, submerging everyone, volcanoes erupting back here, people drowning out here. I don't know. Maybe a lot of destruction here. Merging there, maybe with diabolical forces. I don't know. Megan had this at the bottom of the base of her thing. Uh, yeah, I don't see a lot of destruction. I see that with well, maybe from his perspective, if he's the Antichrist, things going well means destruction for us, right? So maybe that's not good to see. Good cards for him isn't necessarily good for us, obviously, if he's the Antichrist, right? Hi everyone. TrueStream Media YouTube just put out excellent video about this maybe a week ago. Okay. Yeah, post the link. If you have a good link, definitely watch it. So let's see, what's the Antichrist King Charles? What's the forecast look like for the next few months? Take a look. I've already shuffled the cards. So I'm going to split the deck. Let's see, we got here. Is it possible to do a forecast on the Antichrist? We live in interesting times, And they tell you. Man, oh man, never wanted to live through Revelations. Here we go. Whether you like it or not. All right, personals. Look at what's going on with him personally, general attitude. Oh, look at that King of Wands. Feeling feisty and proud, ambitious here, showing off. Look at me. I am King Charles. Next, Knight of Cups. Proceeding softly, quietly, gently, but very much in a military style knights and knights fighting mode here. Next, Queen of Cups. Water sign woman. That could be his wife there. Right? Camilla. And next, Seven of Pentacles. Tree of Life there. Working on analyzing what he's going to do, the work he's going to do with Camilla there. So forging ahead here very ambitiously. I mean, it really was kind of creepy to see Charles sitting there like, we know we need military. See, all the Satanists and all the most evil people, they speak with a soft tone, like Biden and Trudeau. And, as soon as they start talking in their soft voice, they are the most evil sons of biatches that exist. So, of course, he's there with his word salad. I mean, he is king of the word salad, which is basically king of lies, just like Meghan and Harry and all the rest. And it's like, we need military intervention, which in other words means kill them all, kill everybody. So anyways, home. How's the home life for the Antichrist gonna go? Let's look at it. First card I get, Four of Pentacles. Getting things together here, getting things secure, grabbing what he can before it destroys everything. Next, I get Five of Cups. Causing a lot of grief and sadness here. Maybe he's sad. Next. Oh, Tower. Big news in the home front here. Things not going as planned. And finally, But he's back to work, nothing holds back the Antichrist for long. He's back in his office and getting out that evil. So, yeah, a lot of he's unhappy about some things in his home life. Maybe it's Harry and Meghan, maybe it's other things. Um, yeah, but there's something big gonna happen here. Maybe that's the Netflix and the books and everything. But if he's the Antichrist, ain't nothing gonna stop him. A book or Netflix isn't gonna do it, right? Yikes! So whenever big upsets come up, shortest reign. Well, you know what's interesting, JD? You said shortest reign. It says, according to this man in biblical references, it said, didn't it? I believe it said that the beast or the Antichrist only reigns for 3.5 years. Is that what it is? I don't know if I'm getting that right, but there was something about only 3 years reigning. So that's what I'm getting there. So possible that's why that may be why so many people are saying he's not going to last long. Like they're acknowledging he's the Antichrist, and they're like, yeah, the Antichrist only rules 3.5 years. So if that's the case, that could be it. I mean, I always thought it's just because he's old, because he is old. So I mean, it's not like he's going to be around that long, anyways. But who knows if he's got that Antichrist juice? Maybe he can live to 200. I don't know. Don't know these things. Not experts. Just trying to figure things out and learn things as I go along. Yeah, Boris made him prime minister. Uh-huh. Shake another prime minister's hand. All right, so how are things going to go? So we just did a personal home. Next is career of the Antichrist. How's that going to go, King Charles? Oh, I get the fool again. Getting a doubling up here. His career is his focus right now for sure. His new world order with Klaus Schwab and all the rest of the goon squad there. Next we have turning his back on people, turning his back on people suffering and caring. None of that, yo. None of that. Next, getting his wishes, indulging. So this is the Antichrist having a good party here. He's gonna have parties and watch as people die and just be like, "Yay, this is great." So his career's going well there with oppressing people. And finally, we get the King of Cups. Oh, water sign man here, working with him. He's connecting with. Maybe that's Klaus Schwab. Well, Klaus Schwab's a Aries, but Bill Gates is a Scorpio. And yeah, and I got a water sign man there. So he's things are going well for the Antichrist, King Charles. The career, doing something new there. Doing something new. He's enjoying. Could be his son William too, working with him. Next, love and relationships. What's going on there? And we get Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Oh, a new child here, maybe. New news. And then we get, ooh, fighting, Knight of Swords, things happening quickly. Some new announcement. Things get very heated up there. A lot of drama. Defending himself. He's going to be on the defense again here with probably Harry and Meghan because they're the ones coming out against him, right? And Ace of Pentacles. Some new announcement here. Something new as far as what he's going to be doing in love and relationships. A new agreement. Maybe a one-time payment to Harry and Meghan. I don't know. Something going on there. And then the Futuro. What do we see in the future for King Charles Antichrist? We get, oh my, all-seeing eye, Ace of Cups, something new for sure. This could be his coronation coming up, which may give him some more magical powers of some sorts. 18, Eight of Wands, moving forward quickly. Are these missiles? What are these? Is he going to be killing everybody with military? I don't know. Let's see. Traveling. Oh, this could be traveling around a lot. And then we get Four of Wands, stability. Having some stability for a while here. Having some kind of celebration. Again, this could be all the coronation kind of thing going on. And last but not least, Four of Swords. Resting. Taking some time out, retiring. He's he doesn't come out too much. He's not very, I mean, he does come out to do visits or whatever, but I think that he's very old and tired. He's not very, when they say the Antichrist, you expect this, like, I don't know, young, strong, animalistic, hairy looking, but instead you get this withered old man who's the Antichrist. It's like, huh? I think that's why people would just overlook it and be like, nah, not what? The key for all the bottom. Oh, key. He wants to lock you all up. Ooh, lock him up. Lockdowns. Oh, he wants lockdowns. He wants to lock everyone down. You're all just a. Oh yeah. Ooh, 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 ooh. Is it possible, maybe, or else maybe he's being locked in? Now, I heard that the Antichrist can't come to full power unless God lets him. So this could be him not able to unleash his full power because God isn't letting him. So that's quite possible too. So he could be feeling um, bound in and tied up right now. Like he's not able to do the destruction he wants to do. It's quite possible. Maybe there's still some more ceremonies, or maybe there's like a certain things that have to happen before he can unleash. Biblical scholar was talking about Charles' coat of arms and Charles' direct lineage to King David of Rome. Yeah. Yeah, that's what he was saying. There's a lot of his name is 666. He's the only one. The imagery fits for him and all this other stuff he's saying. So, and he is very close with the Rothschilds and with Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum and Davos. So, yep, yep, it's all adding up. I gotta tell you. It's like it's all there. It's all there. But then, he is a Scorpio. Never underestimate a Scorpio. So he is very subdued and, speaks very kind of softly there. So it is, not what you would expect, right? Not the stereotypical what you would expect of the most evil being ever on the planet Earth, right? So, right. So that's why it's kind of like, reconciling this. And he's very old. I mean, I guess if you're evil, it doesn't matter how old you are. You got the strength of the evil within you to forge on. I mean, look at George Soros. I mean, God. I talk about evil, and Bill Gates is no spring chicken. I mean, they're all old. They're all these old, withered, old corpses, and they're just doing the most diabolical destruction, and they're just not stopping, right? They're doing everything they can to destroy and to harm humanity. So it does look like King Charles is there at the top, and there's no other excuse for him to being part of the World Economic Forum and all this stuff. So it does look to me that this is quite plausible. And again, I'm not a biblical scholar. I'm not claiming to know for certain, but I certainly can't dispel it. Now, surprisingly, I didn't get the devil card. Hmm. Is it because he is the devil? I don't know. I don't know. But as far as the near future, I mean, these forecasts go for a few months, so it's not like this is not a long-term forecast. This is just the next few months going on. And so there's not much going on, I guess, with him in the next few months. It looks pretty quiet. But he is being very aggressive here with the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. A lot of activity going on, a lot of plotting, planning with his wife there, Camilla, and organizing everything just so and getting things lined up and changing things. Now, this could be the family tree. Now, he's been talking about slimming down the family tree of the monarchy there, so that could be what's going on next. And with relationships, I take this as not only with Camilla but with the family, with his children, Harry, and Meghan, and William and Catherine. Judgment is like big changes coming here. So I do think that he is going to be making some big changes with the family for sure. And I also get that with love and relationships here. It ends with a big, like this could be a document, a new document coming in stating, and he's also got a Knight of Swords here fighting new information about, the children, whether or not they get titles, and him defending and fighting back against them and their PR and whatnot. So I see a lot of fighting with family, and I see him making a new announcement, a new declaration, because right now that he's king, all he has to do is say, I declare that, if you are the spare, you get nothing, and that's done. So it's not exactly a democracy, right? In the royal family, he's in charge. So Charles is in charge. So Antichrist in charge. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I've got to tell you, before I was thinking Obama, and then I was thinking after watching, you've got to watch the movie that just came out. It's free for 7 more days from Children's Health Defense about Anthony Fauci. Oh, and by the way, this reading is for entertainment purposes only, my opinion only. Please do your own research. Okay. Um, but they just came out with a documentary about the real Anthony Fauci, and so many decades of evil this man has done. I mean, I guess the Antichrist has really powerful evil first lieutenants or whatever they call them. A lot of evil demons out there right now. And again, Soros, Klaus Schwab, Soros' son, and Nancy Pelosi. I mean, you can go on and on in politics, all the evil demons in politics. I mean, there's just so many evil demons around now, springing around, causing chaos and destruction, that but it looks like Charles is the poobah, the king poobah of the demons. So let's see. So we got personal. Now I see in his home life is where I'm getting the Tower card here and sadness here. Um, so he's unhappy with the fam right now, obviously, but he's again, I get the idea working, drawing up documents, possibly figuring out who gets what financially, but he's definitely unhappy with, I'm getting, with the situation with family, and I'm getting that something big's happening soon. And I guess the big thing, like I said, it could be the Netflix and Harry's book and whatnot. And you know what? If Charles the Antichrist, power to Harry and Meghan in this one. Go get it, Hey, if he really is, you don't want him to be. But then again, is it such a wise idea to piss off the Antichrist? I don't know. Is there a way to combat the Antichrist? You would think Harry and Meghan would be like becoming Christians and preaching the Bible right now if they really wanted to fight back against the Antichrist, but they're not doing that. So I tend to think that they're just part of the show. They're just as evil as King Charles is. So if he is the Antichrist, so just saying. Fauci killed your hairdresser, Chan. Oh, he's killed a lot of people. Fauci has killed babies. He's killed beagle pups. People are dying every day here now because of Fauci. I mean, that man has so much death. That's why I was thinking he's going to be. I was thinking he was the Antichrist for a while. I'm like, and he's got that same cool, calm way of talking, and that's the most evil people. That's the way they talk. They're just like very calm, stage. They never seem angry, but they're the most evil because they have no emotions. They have no soul. They're dead. They're dead inside. They're zombies. Yeah, many, many years. I mean, I remember because I was thinking about it when I watched the documentary, the real Anthony Fauci, that I lived through the AIDS thing, the first um pandemic, if you will, that he did. And I remember the fear. I lived through that. I grew up with that, right? So I'm thinking, wow, it's very similar to the COVID fear. Only the COVID fear, I don't know, it's very similar. You can say it's basically the same because, of course, back in the 80s, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have cell phones to track you, so they couldn't pull that crap. But they still had a lot of fear, all the magazines, because we relied on magazines and mainstream media and newspapers, and they still drummed up quite a bit of fear. I think they drummed up more fear quicker with the internet and then trying to do this track and trace thing, which was the real aim, as we know, to try to get control of everybody. So it was a slightly different ball game, but having lived through both the AIDS pandemic and now the COVID pandemic, I see the similarities in the fear, and of course the lies, and of course this is all very evil and sinister, and you know what, devil's king of lies, and so I'm thinking, well, maybe Fauci's the Antichrist because he's really good at controlling people, murdering people who get in the way, of his narrative, and he's very evil, and how the fact that he could cause people so much fear and anguish and suffering, and he, of course, he doesn't care. Him and Obama prancing through an elementary school giving uh the mRNA injections to children. I mean, there's pictures of them, and you can look it up, it's on the internet. It just, to me, looked so evil and sinister. I mean, he knows exactly what's going on with these things. He knew exactly what he was doing with AZT. He knows exactly what he's doing with these mRNA injections. And for him and Obama to team up together, like, hey, let's go inject some kids. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I mean, that's how evil they both are. So that's why it was kind of a tie between Obama and Fauci. Like, hmm. But again, I'm not a biblical scholar, far from it. So, but this man is. He's studied the Bible. He's studied it in different languages. He's been studying this for decades, and he says everything points to King Charles being the Antichrist. That's what he's saying. And I'm getting a lot of aces here. It's interesting. I'm getting the Fool. I'm getting the Fool twice. New beginnings. And on top of that, I'm getting the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles here, which is also goes along with the Fool and new beginnings. So, of course, what does the Antichrist want to do? The New World Order. So, yeah, and we get the Magician #1 with work. This is work. So, I'm getting a lot of New World Order vibes with him. I'm getting a lot of cups. I'm getting a lot of him. Of course, this is his career. And again, the Fool with the Eight of Cups, he's leaving, turning his back on his people. He's, enjoying his newfound power and destruction. And then King of Cups, I think he's doing something with William here, or something or other, because he is going to be working very closely with William now, right? Because William and him are basically a team. So work is going well for him, which is not good for us. That's all I gotta say. If he's the Antichrist, but he is held back. Like I said, I think the Antichrist is held back um, by God until God's ready to allow him full-on destruction. So that may be what's hampering him right now. But he's raring to go. He's raring to bring in more of his demons and to destroy humanity and give everybody the mark of the beast. And whatever else Revelations has in store. Uh, I mean, yeah, this Halloween they are power tripping, right? Right? Yeah. But he's very aggressive. I'm getting 3 knights. Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, Knight, Knight, Knight. This is like, go, go, next, next, do it, do it. He's like, he wants to get things done ASAP. He's raring to go. He's taking it on, everything on. He is battling it out with Harry and Meghan over here and whoever else. He's in a rush. He's fight mode. He's like, finally, he's king. He's been waiting for this for so long. And now he's just like, let's do it, do it. He's all of his plans, his New World Order plans with Klaus Schwab and everything else. He's ready. He's unleashing his forces. He's pushing forward with everything in the Muslim world and Israel and the West and in Asia. They're all working together. And under him, apparently he's in charge of even the CCP, who I always consider the most evil entity on earth, but apparently he's in charge of them too. I mean, yeah, talking the King Poobah of evil here. So, yep, he's merging with his evil people here, his evil, Klaus Schwab and all the rest of his evil gang. And they're working towards their New World Order vibe here, what their plans are that they've been working towards and setting the stage for so long. And yeah, I mean, I'm getting New World Order, big changes. Things getting really wild here with the Wheel of Fortune. I think Megan is key to this somehow because I got Wheel of Fortune with her as well. So huge, unexpected surprise changes. Um, yeah. And definitely with this particular deck with the Ace of Cups, I definitely get Illuminati, seeing eye vibe here of power here, and this is his future. So, this is him, doing his evil and spreading it out far and wide with the Eight of Wands, attacking and while he's, enjoying his coronation here and having a big celebration for himself. And then after that, he's just going to sit back and rest while the world gets destroyed. I mean, look what happened with New Zealand and Australia and Canada. Look how oppressive these COVID lockdowns were, right? And Charles and William and the rest, they have nothing to say about it. Harry, Meghan, nope, not a word. Complete silence from them. These are their countries. These are Commonwealth countries, and they were slaughtered. They were um, their concentration camps were up and they were being taken to them already. I mean, there were videos in Australia of a woman that she didn't have proof of her being COVID free. They picked her up and brought her to a concentration camp, and then they had to pay for it. So they would say, okay, the PCR tests were complete fraudulent tests that don't work for anything. They're not tests for illness, but they use this fraudulent lying test, again, the lies and lies and lies. They use this fraudulent test, and if you didn't prove that you had a negative one, they would send you to a concentration camp, or they called it internment health camp, or whatever phrase they use, whatever they call it, it's a concentration camp, and then they'd make you pay for it. So, they pulled you against your will, and then you're put in prison basically, and then you'd have to pay for that, for your own imprisonment. I mean, this is how evil and diabolical this whole thing is, and apparently Charles is in charge of it. Just saying. He loves it. He loves the idea of locking everybody up. He just loves it, I think. He can't wait. He wants that power. He just loves it. Yeah, very, very evil vibe, very aggressive, angry, aggressive vibe with these knights. Very destructive with the tower, trying to make everything new with this new world order. Yeah. Yeah, he's going ahead. That's what I'm getting here. Things are going ahead with his plans, and it looks like I don't see a major achievement in the next few months, so I don't see, but he is pushing ahead with his new world order plans here with Klaus and the rest of, doing his best to lock everybody up in whatever way they concoct. So look out. Um, he's going ahead very aggressively, very militarily with the knights. So, I don't see any major decisions so much, except maybe with Prince William being an influence there somewhat, or maybe him having Prince William um, have some kind of input here with the career. But yeah, I'm seeing him fast and furious, doing new things and pushing forward New World Order right now, basically. But as the New World Order is going on again, he's going to be, in his bunker, laying around, not commenting, not saying anything, just like he didn't last time. And Trudeau has already come out, from what I hear. I didn't listen to him. I don't like listening to him, but he's already made an announcement that if more people don't get those, whats, that I'm going to have to lock down again. And I was thinking, well, what if nobody just pays any attention to him and ignores him and don't enforce his ridiculous uh, diktats? I think everybody just needs to ignore him and as well as every other leader and just ignore their, because they're going to try to say everybody stay home and everyone should just ignore them. Do not comply. Just ignore him. Because I'm basically ignoring them at this point because they're obviously not leaders. They're pawns of a World Economic Forum gang that are just trying to make our lives miserable, and we don't have to go along with it. We can stop it. We have to stop it. It's the only way. Because as long as people are stupidly following their orders, that's as far as this can go. So do not follow the orders of World Economic Forum freaks of nature who have no right to be in the positions they're in. That's all I have to say. And that's the way to turn this around. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I get. But Prince Charles is going to be forging ahead here as much as he can. Yeah. Yeah. But do not comply. Do not listen to them. No more lockdowns. They're going to try another lockdown, I'm hearing, from the carbon. They're trying to pull that carbon BS. They'll use whatever lie they come up with. We all know it's BS. And on Google, they won't allow you to even talk about climate change if you disagree with it. They'll take you down. I mean, their censorship is off the charts because they're so stupid with their lies and everybody knows it. But anyway, that's why they need the censorship. Anyways, hopefully I'm not getting a strike from this. But that is what I'm seeing today for the forecast for the next few months for the Antichrist, King Charles. I hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like and subscribe. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.